Hello, welcome to my channel. This is where we keep reality for real. My name is Gabriel, as usual, and it's been a long time. It's really a long time. Yeah. Sometimes you need to pause certain things and review them and see your progress. You see. Um, so I mean that is what I was actually doing. So I mean, if you have not seen me for a long time, maybe that is why. Again, my wife was in school, so went to school. Actually, went to school. Yeah, and we have kids, so I have to take over these children and take care of them, whilst my wife focus on her studies. Yeah, so that is what has been happening, and honestly, I take this thing as a family affair. You see, I take this thing as a family affair because when if my wife does well, it is for us. It's for us. So I will not continue doing my own thing and forget about my wife while she goes to school and she's taking care of children. No, no, that is not me. So um, by God's grace, she has completed, and so now we can start podcast again. Yeah. So that is it. Yeah. So to start, I mean, today is just something that I that is so dear to my heart that I really want to talk about, and it's a thing of exposure. Um, Everything that happens to people, um, in terms of progress or success or something like that, um, is due to exposure. Is due to exposure, and I will explain to you. Um, and I hope a lot of us know these things. Whatever you are or whoever you are is due to some kind of exposure. So to be able to do well in life or to progress in life or to succeed on certain things in life is because of the knowledge or understanding. And knowledge, understanding, ability, everything is because of exposure. Yes, so this is so much and very fundamental. It seems as if it's just a simple word. It's just a simple word, and so we overlook them. But this builds people. The way you dress, the way you eat, the way you talk, even people you associate with, even where you go for vacations, neighborhoods you want to stay or you want to live, the car you want to drive. It's out of exposure. You see, it's very simple to say exposure, but it's not simple like that. My mom, for instance, would love and want her children to go to school. You see, but she doesn't know. She doesn't know. She thinks that you go to school, you study, and at the end of the day, you're going to pass your exams, you'll be able to get a good job, and that's it. That is the kind of understanding that she has. But I'm telling you, the world has gone beyond that. So a lot of people go to school, they study, they have education and all that, and they will tell you that I have a school education, had degrees, but I don't have a job. I couldn't get a job. I couldn't do that. I say because you don't know so much. You don't know so much. You school is just the fundamental of our lives. So if you just go to school and you study things and all that, and that is it. No. So even education, we have academic education. You have professional education. For instance, somebody who is doing professional programs like medicine, or somebody will become a lawyer, or somebody will become uh, the moment the person finish school or complete school, you know that yes, you are a doctor. So this is more professional, you see. So we must not mix these things. So the same way that somebody will have maybe a first degree and then get a doctorate and then become a doctor or something like that, a medical doctor or whatever. If you are going to school and you are studying and your course is not so professional, you must try and get a professional training. You must try and get a professional training, because the professional education or professional training is what guarantees what you really want to do with your life. I personally struggled. I was talking about my mom, and I want to tell you that I really struggled. I really struggled to know exactly what I wanted to do with my life, because I went to school without any knowledge. Nobody told me that this and that and that and that and that. Study this, study this, study this, study this. And this means this means this means this. No. So I just went to school. I thought that after education, I will be able to get a good job. But after my first degree, I started asking myself, so what do I know? What do I know? If somebody asks me, do this, can I do it? Well, I studied accounting, economics, and all that. Can I become an accountant? Can I really become an accountant? Am I a professional? See, so I start asking myself these questions. And lo and behold, I never got any job. I never got any job, you see, until finally I happened to come to America. And then the same thing happened. I don't even know professional or a career. I don't even know career. I don't even know what career to even pursue. So if I go to Indeed, I will tell somebody, Charlie, I need a job. I want to get a good job. I have a degree and all that. I need a good. The person, oh, Charlie, then go to Indeed. Go to Indeed. That's okay. I'll go to Indeed. I'll see hundreds, thousands of careers, but I don't have any. I don't even know one that I can talk about and say that yes, this is to me. No. So it's funny. It's funny until I decided that no, I have to find out something. I have to pick up something and learn this thing and study it and call myself, this is who I am. Like so only recently that I was speaking to a friend, and then a friend who is a developer, and then I told him that, my brother, I cannot, I'm old now. So I cannot become a developer. But in IT, I know about IT has different things to do. Different things. So can you tell me the differences? And give me at least just one for me that I can study, And so he was mentioning them, and then he also talked about Scrum, and I decided that okay, I'm taking 3 different careers and I will study them. So I read about them, and I realized that Scrum is Scrum. I like Scrum. So let me then pursue Scrum. And so I pursued Scrum, took the certification exams, and then I became a PSM. And so now I can now, if I go to Indeed or whatever platform, I can now say that I know exactly what I'm looking for, exactly career that I'm looking for, and if I go for interview, I can speak. I know, because I know exactly what I'm doing, and it becomes very simple for me. It became very simple for me, but it's very, very difficult if you are not exposed. You don't know anything. You can go to school. And I'm not speaking. I know my podcast is not just in America here, but most of my followers are Africans because I'm African, and even those people in America are even Africans. It is easy. It is so simple. It's simple to get a good job. It's very simple to get a good job if you know what you really want to do with your life. Just give yourself 1 year, know exactly what you want to do, and begin to learn and study, and give yourself 1, 2, 3 years, and you become who you want to be. You see? So exposure is very, very important. Exposure is very, very important. I mean, I've been in Africa almost all my life. You see? And I can tell you that Africa. So, you see, when I came to America, I was watching, like, this, Then I became like I realized that there is so much for me to learn. You see, and I can guarantee you that we are who we are in Africa, and Africa is the way it is because of exposure. We are not abreast with time. We are not abreast with time. Our education, our curriculum, or whatever we study are outdated. They are outdated. You see, we are outdated, and nobody cares. The thing is that nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about it. They don't even have. We don't even have policymakers. We don't even have policymakers. They may call themselves as I'm this, I'm that, but they don't do anything. They don't do anything. Most of them don't even know anything. I know, for instance, the Minister of Education in Ghana has been in America all his life, and he has been part of education policymakers in America here. I don't know so much, but I don't know so much about him. But I know that he has been in America for so long. You see, so he has understanding of education and so on and so forth. But one person, you don't need. You see, we need a whole board that will sit down and rewrite everything, and it's an ongoing process. This is not one day that we have done something, we've written something, so we change the policies, and one day we've written the policy, and then that's it. Then 4, 5 years, 10 years, the same policy continues to be like that. No. Because human beings change all the time. You see, they change all the time. Human beings are very dynamic. They are so dynamic that every day there is something new. There is something new. Every day there's something new. Every day there's something new. You see? So education has to keep changing. Has to keep changing. Even examination has to change. But we are not abreast with time. We are not abreast with time in Africa, especially Ghana. We are not abreast with time. No. The people who call themselves our policymakers they don't care. They just drive, and then they'll be going up and down, and then you just give sometimes that's it. The last time I saw a young man on Facebook, and he was saying that he wrote something on a post, and he was saying that he was first in his badge and all that, and so he knows so much. He's educated, and he knows so much, but he still pray, and so he's challenging people who are talking about prayer and those things, and then and I saw the post, and I just laughed. I said, "What do you know? You see, if you are in Africa, I'm not saying that people in Africa don't know anything, but you need see. This is not too known. This is not too known. There are people who have never been to school before, but when they come to America, they are forced to learn. They are forced. An old woman in Africa, in Ghana, somewhere, had a chance to come to America, and is forced to learn how to drive, because you have to drive. And if that person has been in Africa, the person will not even be close to a bicycle. So that is the kind of thing that I'm talking about. So it's not just about knowing, be smart and sharp in books, and learning and so be sharp in books. No, it's about doing something with your. And so that is why we need exposure. You need to be exposed. You need you really need to be exposed. You really need to be exposed. And so today, by God's grace, due to the internet and all that, you don't need to really travel. You can do it virtual. You can be on Facebook, on YouTube, and study and know the kind of things, the content that you have to follow. If you are on YouTube, you don't have to. You don't have to. I mean, it's not. You can do it all, but what I'm saying is that you don't have to use all your time on YouTube following entertainment and Nigerian movies and all that. That's all. Follow something that will make you learn something, an idea of what is happening in the world. Some of us on Facebook, and we spend all our time on Facebook fighting and insulting people on and I'm telling you, people post awesome, fantastic ideas on Facebook every day. But we don't really care about it. We don't even think about it. We don't care about it. You see? You don't really care about it. Just give yourself 30 minutes every day, 30 minutes every day, and find something that is more educative, and you'll see what you will become. So like I was saying, I went to school. I studied. I passed my exams. But I never knew anything until God helped me and I came to America. I went for an interview in Ghana. And the interviewer, actually the owner of the company, embarrassed me. He actually embarrassed me. Because, at that time, I was not, it's not that I don't know anything, but I was not confident. You see, I was not confident. So I was like, and the question that he was asking me was not up to the job. It was not on the job. He was asking me was the content that are on syllabus, in the syllabus. These were the things that, for instance, what is marketing? And that was the question that he asked me. What is marketing? And I finished school for a long time. So sometimes I know what marketing is. No one doesn't know what marketing. Everybody knows what marketing is. But to be able to say the thing, marketing is blah 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 blah. Sometimes, so I was not able to say the thing properly. And then this guy started insulting me. And I said to myself, if I leave, I will never come to you again. So I carried that same perception on my head, and I came to America. So I went for an interview. And the interviewer was asking questions. And there was some of the things that he asked me, I didn't know about. I didn't know. But the interviewer was smiling. It was talking and was smiling. Honestly, I never had a job. When I came home, I never had a job. But one thing that I never lost was my esteem. I never lost my esteem. I never lost my human respect. Like, I never lost it. And so I could see the difference in Africa and in America. You see? And that's that way of interviewing, ancient way of interviewing. But it never changed. Well, I don't know all the companies. Honestly. So I can't talk for everybody. You see? But this guy actually disrespected me. And so I never went back to the company anymore. So we need to be exposed. Even your children. You can't talk to your children the way we never. Sometimes I am the way my mother brought me up. The shouting and all those things, which my mom did a good job actually, but the shouting on me and all that. Sometimes I'm compelled to do the same thing to my little daughter, especially when she's doing something I said stop and she will not stop. But another thing comes to my mind. I know I didn't like that way the way my mom talked to me when I was young. I have to find another way to talk to my little girl. So exposure. But I would have been doing the same. I would have been doing the same thing if I were in Ghana too. You see, I would have been doing the same thing. I honestly, I know that um, there are so many people in Ghana who are very, 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 very abreast with time, honestly. But in general, in general, we are not. In general, we are not. A guy posted something on Facebook concerning a school that was built by a pastor, a very popular pastor in Ghana, and built a school. And the guy posted the thing on Facebook and said an ultramodern building. In as much as I applauded the pastor what he did, it still did not mean that the building was an ultramodern building. That it's not an ultramodern. That is just a pavilion. You see, it's just a pavilion. That is just a pavilion that is cladded, a pavilion that is cladded. This is it. There is no toilets. There were no kitchen. There were no there's no hall on the building in the building. There's nothing. So it just the classroom, and maybe I think office for the headmaster. That's it. So in as much as he has done well a good job, it's still not an ultramodern school, because when you come to America here and you see what you call an ultramodern school, my God, that is a hotel. That is a hotel. There's a kitchen in there. There is a whole hall. There's a library in there. A modern, that is what we talk about, ultramodern. So why is it that? Because if you look at the way the guy phrased the sentence, you could see that this is an educated person. You could see that this guy is educated. You see, this guy is educated. So what is the problem? Exposure. Exposure. Because if you are exposed, you would not write that this building an ultramodern school. No, you wouldn't. So we need to learn. We need to learn and get exposed, properly exposed. Going to school is it's a start. It's a start for education, exposure. But going to school, for instance, in Africa, in Ghana, it's limited. It's very limited. Even America, going to school is limited. You see? Because exposure is everyday life. It's an ongoing process. So you cannot say that I've gone to school for 4 years and I'm done. That's it. No. I mean, the curricula is so much. You are doing this, you are studying. So how you are not focused on something, one thing that you know and say that this is who I am. You see? So you are not a master of anything. So I think I've spoken a lot about exposure. So thank you so much for listening to me. Please subscribe to my channel, Gabriel Adamte, on Facebook and on YouTube. And sometimes I post something, I post some few things on TikTok as well. So thank you very much. Bye.